Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host for today, and on today's show, we have Brydon Brett, and we have not had him on the show for a long, long time, so I'm really excited to hear what is going on new in his life. If you know the last name Brett, you will know Prince Ivan and the Brett Family Morning Show, or a Brett Family Christmas. So we will be talking to him in just a moment about what's going on in his life and the show and that type of thing. So if you're a tourist in town and you're like, man, what do I do? What's going on? Here's what you need is you need our official Play Branson magazine. It's a free publication located all over town. You can find lots of information on shows, attractions, the lakes, free things to do in the area. There's just so much information in here. Be sure to pick one of these up around Branson. You can find them located all over, from hotels to theaters to restaurants, 100 plus locations that you can find the Play Branson magazine here in town. Now, I've been giving away some Cold Stone ice cream periodically. Here is the deal. I'm going to give away some Cold Stone ice cream today if you will like our show and then share it. The first 5 people that do that, we will give free Cold Stone ice cream to. You got to like the episode and then you have to share it with somebody. And I think we can tell if you've done that on Facebook, and then we will we'll give you some free Cold Stone ice cream. So do that, like us and share it. We want the entertainers here to be highlighted in our community. And at the end of the day, music matters, live entertainment matters, and that's what makes Branson unique and different. So we're going to get into that here in just a moment with Mr. Brett, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.
The Christmas season is a perfect time for family traditions, and Branson's Lights of Joy, Branson's all-LED Christmas display drive-thru, is a great way to create those lasting Christmas memories. Whether you're young or young at heart, this is the perfect Christmas experience. We've got the perfect cure for cabin fever. It's time to get out and catch the Christmas spirit. Enjoy the lights from the comfort of your own car. Discover over 250 different Christmas displays and an amazing drive-through tunnel with state-of-the-art lighting. Branson's Lights of Joy is located just north of Sight and Sound Theater on Expressway Lane. Open nightly through January 2nd. Santa loves these lights and will be there on select nights. Visit lightsofjoydrivethru.com for more info and to book online.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show, and today we have Brydon Brett on the show. It's been like 3 years since you've been here. Welcome back.
Thanks, man. I'm glad to be here.
It's awesome to have you. I mean, I haven't talked to you in a long time.
I know, seriously. My life has changed a lot, man.
It has. So since the last time I've talked to you, you have gotten married.
Yes.
Number one, and then you just had a new baby.
Yes, dude. Yeah, it's so great. I am sleeping so much. It's awesome. But the marriage is great. We got married in 2019. So it's been a little over 2 years. Mina Thomas Brett. And I just happen to be Brydon Thomas Brett. And now our baby is Davin Thomas Brett. Oh, wow. So we got this little thing going. And it's cool, man. The little guy is perfect. He's awesome. Yeah.
So you're kind of a part of two things.
Yes.
You have your own group called Prince Ivan. And we want to talk about that. And then you have the Brett family. Yep. The Brett Family Christmas Show. And so maybe there's somebody out there that they don't have any clue who you are.
Sure.
And so let's go back in history and kind of bring them along.
Okay. All right. So here's the story as I understand it, because I wasn't here for all of it. But Mom and Dad, they met singing, and Dad decided to do chiropractic. So he was a chiropractor back in Texas. Mm-hmm. Then he hurt his neck, and back in '97, we came to Branson for a family reunion, and he couldn't do all the bumper boats and go-karts and all that kind of stuff. And so he went to see shows, fell in love with Branson, and said, kids, we're going to have our own show in Branson someday. And we said, what? Okay. And then in 99, he got us a contract with Silver Dollar City, the Showboat Branson Bell. That's where the Brett family did our first year. And then we got another contract to do our own show on the Strip. And this is now our 22nd season doing the Brett family show. So we did a full season up until 2018 when we last were with you. And now we just do Christmas, November, December. So a Brett family Christmas is this big Branson tradition. It's really special, really beautiful. So, so that's the Brett family story. And then along the line, my brother and I started developing songwriting skills and a vision for taking not only Branson, but just our own lives in the direction toward original music. And so we got linked up with one of our buddies, Aaron, and we started a group called Prince Ivan. And we started off with a 7-piece band, horn section, all the whole thing. And then eventually Garen decided to go and do his own solo thing. So now Prince Ivan is myself and Aaron's space. Yes. And we do the music production, songwriting duo thing and travel to colleges and high schools and festivals all around the country and do that. And then do the Brett family at Christmas time. It's a beautiful life.
Yeah. So let's go back and let's talk about Prince Ivan a little bit more, because you were kind of doing something different, and you've kind of labeled. Is it the Spectra thing?
Yeah.
So let's talk about like the ups and downs of like trying to start something new, because you're really doing something that a lot of people haven't done in Branson.
No. Honestly, we didn't realize it, but we really were pioneering. And I think we inspired a lot of people to say, hey, we want more original content. And I think recent surveys have shown that visitors want that. And so that's really good. But our vision was always, world is our stage, Branson's our headquarters. We wanted to go out and make a name for ourselves and bring an audience back to Branson. But we wanted to do it with clean, appropriate music. We want to create like top 40 worthy, Spotify worthy music without the drugs and the sex and the violence and the profanity and all that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of been our thing. And yeah, man, I think we're hitting the nail on the head. We had one of our songs placed in a film recently, and cool stuff. Aaron's actually out on the road with 98 Degrees a lot, producing their new album, helping produce there and doing lights and other stuff for them, which is cool. So we're starting to make industry connections and things are happening, and so really excited. And we have some very cool things that we're working on.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, when your first album came out, I'm like, this stuff is great.
Well, thank you.
And since then, you've actually come out with a new album.
Yes.
Now that was a couple of years ago, right? Now that it was released.
Coming up on 2 years on The Preface.
The Preface. And so before this, just listened to a little bit of it on Spotify, and I'm like, once again, I'm like, dude, this is good stuff.
It's not, I have to say, I go back and listen, like, this isn't bad. I would listen to this, it should. We got the best writers we could. We have Grammy Award-winning songwriters we worked with for that project. Our team is everywhere from New Jersey and LA and Salt Lake and Nashville, and just worked with some really cool people and created something that's really excellent, and it served us well. And so, and we have a lot of plans as we move forward with that whole album cycle. The Preface was just the beginning, as the name indicates.
Yeah. So, and you've been doing this now several years.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm talking besides your whole 20 years with your family.
Right.
What's been some of the challenges that you've had? Like, you're like, oh, I wish I would have known this, or like, and no one ever wants to really talk about the hard part. But like, if you were like, okay, here's really what it's like,
Okay, all right, I've never said this probably on camera, and I think my family would agree. First thing I'll preface, my family has done an amazing job of staying family through business, but we would all go back and do some things differently, because when you start talking about being an entrepreneur, so starting your own business, a small business, music business, and family together, and you mix all that together, that's a pretty good formula for some hurt relationships and so forth. And we see that happen all the time in family business, right? And you come from a family business background, right? So at some point you have to define roles and figure it, and so get rid of the overlap. You have to figure out when my role as employee or business ends and when my role as family starts, there just have to have boundaries. And I think we've learned over the years that we could have set it up better, but we've worked through that. But if we could go back and do it differently, we'd probably set up the business a little bit differently and some of that. But I have to say, my family's it's pretty amazing.
Well, and even from a Prince Ivan standpoint, you kind of ventured out on your own. And so what have been some of the successes and challenges with that?
Yeah, well, it's probably in the same vein. When we started, it was always about figuring out what the direction was, right? So my brother, ultimately, and it took years for him to kind of figure that out, and so that he wanted to go and do his own thing, and so that was a hard transition, and that could have broken us. And Aaron and I at that point, we're like, do we want to continue this forward? And we went through a year. We said we're going to try a year together, and we almost broke it off. Like, we were done. We went to Christmas break, and we said we are done. But then somehow, like, it was a God thing. Over that Christmas break, when we came back, our hearts had changed, and we said we're in. Let's make it happen,
Yeah.
But it was hard. That was hard, going from the three-part trio harmony that was beautiful to trying to figure out and reinvent ourselves as a duo.
Yeah,
Totally different.
People, when most of the time when they see stuff on stage, they see the best and the polished, and they don't see everything that gets to that and all the hard work that is done.
Yeah.
And of course, just besides seeing, you guys were doing original music. You're choreographing that.
Yeah.
You're releasing new albums. You have videos out. Like you're really, like, and I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'm like, as I have entertainers on here, I'm trying to find information out on them, and it's hard.
Yeah.
And I go to your website, and I'm like, dude, this is one of the best, most polished websites I've seen in a long time. Like,
thank you.
There's a bio there. Like,
right. Yeah. And it's kind of updated. Yeah.
And so, and like, you had like the video on what's the song, The Beautiful.
Oh yeah, Let Her Be Beautiful.
Like, it's cool and it's good stuff. And anyway, so you have been entertaining people now for how many years?
This is 22 years. Yeah, in Branson.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, man. Yeah. I'm for 21 years old. That's incredible that I can even do that. So.
Hey, folks, you can ponder that for a second. We'll be right back with more with Brydon Brett. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and we are here today with Brydon Brett. And so you have a show you guys are doing right now at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater. And so tell people about this show.
Man, a Brett Family Christmas, when COVID hit last year, we didn't do a show last year, right? And so we'd filmed the year before. And we were so bummed that we weren't doing the show. So we said, we're going to do a quick YouTube special and show our show to our fans. And we're like, okay, a few people will show up. But we had hundreds of people get on there making these comments. And it was then I realized people actually care about this show. It's actually a tradition. People come year after year, and their Christmas isn't complete unless they've shared it with the Bretts. And that was like, okay, this makes sense. We have something here. So I think the show itself, it's, for one thing, it's 100% Christmas.
Not every show does that.
No. Some will just do one half or the other, and we do a full Christmas experience. So that's cool, which is challenging. And the challenge we took on was, how do we reinvent Christmas songs and make it as entertaining as our regular season show, right? And so we figured out ways to put Michael Jackson in there and James Brown and some of those entertaining elements that still Christmasize them in a classy way. And so I think that's fun. So the show is front to back Christmas, and then the Veterans Tribute is an I'll Be Home for Christmas Veterans mini play. We've done it for years, and it's pretty special, pretty moving, all based off of my mom's I'm a Veteran poem, and then we go into this like World War II themed mini play, and it works, man. The show just works. The finale is pretty phenomenal. We added a version of Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, but a Christmas version that my mom wrote. It's fantastic.
Is your brother in the show?
By video.
By video.
So he's a lot more consistent. He doesn't make as many mistakes when he's on the video, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he's out in Utah doing his own music thing. So he's doing that, but so he's not in the show, but he is through video.
But so you have other entertainers besides just your family in the show that are part of the band, correct?
Correct. Yes, we have a great band, and they come out front and do a couple of features throughout the show, and Depending on, I don't know. We'll see. My wife is on maternity leave right now, but she might be able to make an appearance back in the show come December-ish. We'll see. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but we had a little thing that we did together in 2019, and it was pretty great because she's amazing.
Your wife, correct me if I'm wrong, was a performer at Sight and Sound.
Correct. Yes. And this year they've been doing the Jesus production, and so she was Mary Magdalene up until about 6 months of being pregnant. And took an ensemble role and then took leave. So yeah. As I was preparing for this episode, I found out, and I didn't know this, is that you are also an author, and you have a book That's true.
on Amazon, and it's called The Artist Disciple, a guidebook for transforming the world through your art.
Yep.
And so I read the comments, like people that have read the book, and I'm getting the goosebumps and just thinking about it because so many people had commented how that book was life impacting.
Wow.
And they were all really good. And I was like, I didn't know this. So
it's not something I've publicized a lot because when I wrote it, I just didn't have the wherewithal, the ability at that time, the capacity really to keep it going. So it was like all I could do to release the book, and then after that I didn't promote it, didn't do anything. So it's really interesting, right? So I didn't know how to set up a business the right way at the time, and so now, kind of taking that whole concept, and the concept of the book is to teach artists how to compete in the entertainment arts industry without compromising their values. Being a light in the world, doing things excellently without being cheesy or hokey, and trying to really put, it's really geared toward a Christian audience. But the new version is going to be just geared toward everybody who's of people of goodwill, of all faiths and traditions, who really just want to make a difference with their art, and it's trying to teach them how to do that without compromising values and do it at a really high level. So
I love the message, and I think if we even talk about values now, it's like, do people even have values? Like, it's insane how there's not a lot of civility anymore, a lot of respect.
Crazy.
People just cuss. They don't care who hears it, whether there's a 5-year-old in front of them. And so that's one thing I've always appreciated about your family is you're like, hey, we're not going to offend the family. It's a family show. And so, and even in your pop music, you've proven that you can do pop music really well without having to be dirty.
Yeah. That's the whole thing, man. Yeah.
And so I love that. So folks, go buy the book. Now, do you have it? You said it's going to be re-released, is that right? Or
I'm working on a rewrite right now. Okay. But you can grab the version right now. It's geared, again, toward a very specific audience, but the new version will be for a lot more people, and we'll do a whole movement with it. It'll be cool.
So if somebody was looking for a pop artist, like you're willing to travel and do gigs and come and all that kind of stuff. Right?
Yes, sir. In fact, my Aaron and I, we own a company called Music in Schools, and so that's one thing we love to do is go to schools, and we'll do workshops and rehearse with the kids, and then do a whole concert and let them perform with us at the end of the concert. So that's a fun package that we offer. We love doing that, and then we'll come to any festival. We'll just go wherever we can, and make a difference with our music, so we love doing that. Yeah.
And so earlier this year, you were out at Silver Dollar City, and you performed out there some, and then this fall you did some more stuff there, and so that's always a possibility you might be there maybe next year. Who knows?
Absolutely. You never know. Like COVID, when we released our album, we were in this really great cycle of releasing music, and then everything hit, and so we lost all our tour, but then Branson was open, and so we've been touring at Big Cedar and Branson Landing and College of the Ozarks and Silver Dollar City. We've been hired for all these things, and so we're so grateful for Branson. So as tour opens up again next year, we hope to be around more here, but we'll probably be out on the road a little bit more as well.
So if somebody wants to find out more, they can go to your website, which is princeivan.com, right?
Yes, sir.
And you can see the Prince Ivan component there. Now, if they want to see the Brett website, what's the Brett website?
TheBrettsShow.com or BrettFamily.com. Either one will be in there. Yeah.
And so, folks, here's the deal. You can only see them for a short amount of time in Branson this season. And so they're going from now until December 11th this year. They're over at the Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater, and the showtime is at 10 o'clock in the morning. And so I'm going to guarantee that you will have an awesome Christmas experience and make it part of your Christmas tradition. So we've been talking about Branson is the perfect place to come for Christmas. And so there's Christmas shows, and there's Christmas lights, and there's great shopping, and it's just a great time really for people to come together and create those traditions. So, man, lots of exciting stuff happening in your life. And so hopefully you'll be getting a little sleep in the future. And,
we'll see about that.
And so, man, we just wish you continued success, and we totally support the mission you guys are on. And folks, go check out their music. It is on Spotify. I was listening to it earlier today. Of course, you can go to their website and you can buy CDs and download and do all that kind of stuff too. Buy merch. So go support our local entertainers. So we'll be back in just a moment to wrap the show up. Well, stay tuned. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're wrapping the show up today. Be sure to go see the Brett family over at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater. They have a morning show there at 10 o'clock, and it runs most days through December 11th. So very popular Christmas show. They would do a wonderful job. You do want to go check that out. Next week's artist is Cheryl Gabriel and her daughter Jasmine. So you'll want to check that out as well. Next week, upcoming events. Of course, we are in the middle of Ozark Mountain Christmas. That will run through the end of the year. If you haven't been to Branson at Christmas time, you've got to come. There's lots of great Christmas shows. We've got Christmas light drive-thrus like the Lights of Joy, which, by the way, is all new Christmas lights. So you want to go check out the Lights of Joy just north of the Sight and Sound Theater. We've got 6.5 million lights over at Silver Dollar City. This is great shopping. This is the perfect place to come for your Christmas vacation. We still do have some special events coming up. So I've got the Gatlin Brothers on November 20th. And so you'll want to be sure to check them out, as well as some other special engagements here in town. So we want to thank you for watching. We do this to help our entertainers. We do this to help people that love our entertainers know more about them. And so support local entertainment. Support our Branson shows. And let's keep this live entertainment thing going. They could use your help. COVID's been tough on entertainment. And so get out of the house, come to Branson. And if you need help planning your Branson vacation, guess what? You can go to ibranson.com. You can buy your complete Branson package there, or you can call those folks at 1-877-ENTERTAIN, and they will help you put your entire Branson vacation together. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week here on Play Branson.